I'm not controlled by no set, not loyal to no party, not loyal to nobody's telling me what to do. And that really is when you gain your greatest ability to manifest. That's when you truly are carrying the power of God, because you become God of your own universe.
Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Justice Unveiled. Today we will discuss two cases. First case is Sha Diddy Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy, against Diageo. Diageo is an alcoholic beverage maker based in London. The second case will be the Coalition to Protect CHA, Chicago Housing Authority. It's a local case against the Chicago Housing Authority as well as the HUD, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD. So let's discuss the Sha Diddy case, which is what most of you all may know about. In the Sha Diddy case, he's basically, let's go back to some of the beginning. Sha Diddy entered into an agreement about 15 years ago with Diageo, and whereby Diageo was going to promote Sha Diddy's brand Ciroc Vodka at that particular time. 6 years later, they added the De Leon tequila to the agreement. So it's 15 years later now. Sha Diddy has basically made the allegations in his lawsuit against Diageo of racial discrimination, in that Diageo has not put as much money in or investments into the Ciroc and De Leon brand. Sha Diddy is basically alleging that Diageo is looking at his brand as just an urban brand and not marketing the brand to the broader audience as a whole. And so as a result, Sha Diddy is alleging that his sales have suffered. So they filed a lawsuit alleging discrimination. Sha Diddy, during that discrimination lawsuit, is alleged that he talked with an executive of Diageo, and the executive stated that, in fact, if he was Martha Stewart, then everyone would be looking to buy his brand. So this case is in its early stages, but I can tell you what the attorneys are going to be looking for to determine whether or not Diageo has put in the money into advertising and promoting his brand. They're going to be looking for, first and foremost, sales receipts. Over that period of time, they're going to be looking at advertising dollars, because at the end of the day, the advertising dollars are coming off the sales revenue. So Sha Diddy is paying for those expenses to market his particular brand. But they're going to be looking for those things. They're also going to be looking for actual advertising and campaign committees. Whenever a company puts on a marketing or advertising campaign, they go through a very rigorous vetting process. They'll have several marketing or product managers put together marketing campaigns. You know, they'll have small reviews of those campaigns. They have a team that vet those campaigns. So there's materials that are made up. Some of those campaigns that would have been created would not have actually been used. So all of that stuff is subject to discovery. Emails related to which campaign we like versus which ones we don't, which ones we're going to scrap, how much money that we're going to put in those particular campaigns, and what is going to be our ROI. Our ROI is our return on investment in terms of that campaign. Which audience are we targeting? For example, are we going to use that campaign or advertising via a commercial during the Super Bowl, during the NBA All-Star weekend? Are we going to do it during the U.S. golf tournament? And so those attorneys are going to be looking at that, and that evidence really should speak for itself, whether or not the money has been spent in to promote those products and what audience those products are actually targeting. Because when you make a allegation that they're only targeting to the urban market, you can really get an expert who in marketing to kind of look at those campaigns and market and advertise it and see what market does those advertising campaigns and those commercials, what they are targeted to. And so they'll be looking at a lot of that information as they go on to discovery. So it's in its early stages. Let's wait around to see what we will find out about that case. Let's see what comes out of it, to see whether or not the allegations in the lawsuit will stand. The second case is the Coalition to Protect CH Housing is a local case, right? It's really to protect affordable housing. Chicago Housing Authority years ago tore down a lot of its CHA housing, better known in the Chicagoland areas as projects. And after doing so, they promised the residents in the area that they would build additional affordable housing. In this particular location, about 30 years has passed, and they haven't built anything. So along comes the Chicago Fire, which is a professionally local-based soccer team. They were looking for a location to build their training facility. So they entered into an agreement with CHA. That agreement was backed by our former mayor, Lori Lightfoot. Our current mayor stated that during his campaign that he wouldn't support anything built on CHA land but affordable housing. Now that he has become mayor, he's kind of been silent on the issue, so we're going to see what side of the fence he's going to fall on. But the Coalition to Protect CHA Affordable Housing filed a lawsuit in federal court. They're alleging that the proper procedures weren't followed when that lease agreement with the Chicago Fire was signed, right? The proper procedures, well, HUD has a procedure where they must do a civil rights review. And during that civil rights review, they look at whether or not there's fair treatment in housing, whether or not there's a quid pro quo situation, for example, or this for that, a pay-to-play situation involving the Chicago Fire and the CHA, and why was it backed by Mayor Lightfoot so quickly? She pushed it through Chicago City Council pretty fast. So they'll take a look at that. It's in federal court. The judge has requested a civil rights review be performed. So that process is being taken place. And at the end of the day, the deal still may be good, but at the same time, if in fact Coalition to Protect CHA Affordable Housing is successful, that lease agreement could be reversed, or in the alternative, Chicago Fire lease agreement could be upheld, and the CHA could enter into a settlement with that coalition and build housing in the area, because they haven't built anything in 30 years. So this may be a way for them to put affordable housing in and around. Now, the Chicago Fire has stepped up and says that, well, the training facility is going to have a certain number of level employees from people in the community, that they're going to add so much money to the community. So they're basically saying that the training facility is going to benefit the community. They're not against Chicago affordable housing. They're just saying that the training facility would be a benefit to the community, and it won't just take away for things like affordable housing. So those are the couple of cases we want to cover today. They're still in the early stages. I look forward to finding out more information after the civil rights review is done on the Coalition to Protect CHA land, and then Sean Puppy Diddy Combs, the discovery. It's very important. What are we going to find? What are they going to turn over us to determine whether or not they actually discriminated against the Ciroc and De Leon brand? Thank you.
Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars.